And welcome back to Chris and Barry Fieldhouse on the campus of Augusta University. Along with Blake Collins, Robert Ambrose, I'm John Patrick. Here we go. Interstate rivalry between the USC AIken Pacers and the Augusta University Jaguars. The Pacers come into this ball game ranked 6th in the country. In Division II, they are 17-1. They are 11-1 in the Peach Belt Conference. The Jags coming into this ball game with a record of 13-4. They are 9-2 in the Peach Belt Conference, winners of 4 straight games, coming off a couple of big road wins. Last Wednesday at Francis Marion, 81-76, and Saturday at Georgia Southwestern, 76-67. That's coming off the last game here at Chris and Barry Fieldhouse, the 134-93 game.
And let's point out.
Welcher are the assistant coaches. First of all, starting at guard, a 6', 175-pound senior from Seneca, South Carolina, number 0, Xavier Barmore. Starting at guard, a 5'8", 175-pound senior from Macon, Georgia, number 1, Tylik Evans. Starting at forward, the 6'6", 204-pound junior from Raleigh, North Carolina, number 2, Fajon Brock. Starting at forward, the 6'8", 220-pound senior from Cortland, Virginia, number 14, Darius Bell. And starting at center, 6'10", 235-pound junior from Lilburn, Georgia, number 24, Robert Hill. Now for the Jaguars, who come into this ball game with a record of 13-4, 9-2 in the conference. Dip Mitras in his 15th year. Drew Gibson and O'Neal Armstrong, his assistants. Starting at guard, the 6'1 freshman, 187-pounder from Baltimore, Maryland, number 2, Tyree Myers. At guard, the 5'10", 185-pound freshman from San Juan, Puerto Rico, Miguel Arnold. At forward, the 6'2", 225-pound senior from Alexandria, Virginia, number 13, Tyvez Monroe. At forward, the 6'4", 215-pound junior from Sao Paulo, Brazil, number 22, Rafael Monteiro. And at forward, the 6'8", 219-pound senior from Bristol, England, number 24, Dean Williams. Jags are in the home white. We're having a few technical issues. We'll keep you informed as we're radio, and we'll get back to some video here shortly.
Yeah, Titans collide, and this on the Christenberry hardwood floor. This should be hopefully an instant barn burner here tonight.
All right, Jags start with the basketball. Miguel dishes inside. Raphael's shot is too hard. Pacers come away with it. Barmore with the basketball. He fires up the two that hits the back of the rim. No good. Dean pulls down that rebound. Tyree quickly up the court. Left side. Tyvez for three. Too hard. And the Pacers push it up the court. Another three taken there. That's the back of the rim by Evans. Evans back with the basketball now. He drives down the lane, throws up the shot, no good. Ball's batted up in the air, almost falls in. Pacers get it back, and a brand new shot clock. Bardmore drives down the lane and draws the foul. That's going to be on Raphael. His first, team's first. And we're going to call that a shooting foul. Xavier will go to the line. Xavier makes the first free throw, and the Pacers are on the board, 1-0. And the second one falls in. All right, Tyree with the basketball now. Tyree crosses midcourt. Goes right side to Miguel, top of the key to Raphael. They swing it left inside to Dean. Dean backs his man up. Little baby hook is too short. Pacers come away. They drive down the lane. Dishes off. Evans again with the basketball. He tries driving in. Ball is stolen away by Tyree. He doesn't have the numbers, but he lays it up and in. Game is tied at 2. Nice pass inside.
Of the no-look variety as well, and almost had his man in stride. Just a little bit too far out in front there on the pass.
Brock could not handle it. Barmore with the basketball, dishes off. Evans, he pops. That's going to be 2 if it goes. It does not fall. Dean pulls down that rebound. 2-2 game. Tyree crosses midcourt for the Jaguars, top of the key. Swings it left. Tyvez looks inside for Raphael, gets it to him. Raphael loses the basketball but gets it back, puts it up and in.
Yeah, phenomenal job of trekking on the interior inside, but then having the wherewithal to stay with it after the Aiken tried to steal it and then putting it back up on the follow-through. A very well-rounded play there by Raphael.
Barmore with the basketball now, comes top of the key, guarded by Tyree. He drives down the lane, lays it up. Dean tries to block it. It falls in for Xavier Barmore. Fouls Tybez, his first, team's fourth. We've got it. Okay. Inside to Dean. Dean with the baby hook. It's too hard. Gets his own rebound. He'll try it again. It's blocked, but he scores.
Dean is rigorous and relentless down low with a tenacious pitbull attitude for rebounds it right there, and then with a finish on the second touch with the putback. Just an outstanding play underneath.
Go inside. Down the lane. Shot put up. No good by Jules. I'm sorry, by Washington. And Darren with the basketball now. Gets it to Tyree. Back to Darren. Swing it right to Tybez. Back to Tybez for three. Yes.
Whenever you leave Tybez that much space to size up a shot like that, it is absolute gold, and he strikes with money right there. And the Jags marching right up. and are in the lead.
Long three there by Bardmore, no good. Tyvez quickly up the court, doesn't have the numbers, takes it all the way. Misses the layup. Evans kicks it, and Dean finds it. Darren gets it back out. Top key to Dean. Tyvez traveled.
Trying to do just a little bit too much. 2 steps ahead in his mind from where his hands was, from where his hands were leading him to, rather, and he just did travel. And a costly mistake if Aiken can capitalize.
All right, Aaron Bird back in the game for the Jags. They work it inside, quick trap. Back to Evans, shot is no good, tapped up, no good. Scrum for the basketball, it belongs to the Jag. Tyree with the basketball now. Gets it past Evans. Pacers in their 2-3 zone. Aaron looking inside, goes cross court. Miguel gets it back out to Tyree. Aaron looks inside for Dean. Quickly, ball movement for the Jags. Shot taken, does not fall. Tapped up, no good. Aaron pulls down that rebound, loses the handle. Pacers come away with it. Left side for 3. Good. Score the basket for Faison Brock.
You had 2 Jags outwork 3 Aiken defenders, but then on the other side, that's where Aiken capitalized because it left the Jags backcourt depleted, and they outworked the defense on their offensive possession, and that's what led to the dagger with them ranging ahead by 1.
5 on the shot clock. Aaron, left side 3. No good. No arc. No good. Here comes Bardmore. Quick. Nice play, but could not convert, and the Jags come down the court.
And, John, you know that had to get over Dean's head at the peak of his jump.
Tyree goes all inside to Dean, is fouled. Fouled by Shaquan Jules. Dean will go to the line to shoot a pair. That's Jules' first foul. Team's 6th foul.
So at this juncture, should have all the technical difficulties resolved.
Dean's first free throw is good. Tyvez will check back in. Aaron will sit. Starters for the Jags are back on the court. Dean's second one, a little too hard, rolls out. Barmore with the basketball now. Xavier crosses midcourt. We're tied at 21. A little less than 9 to go in the first half. Bardmore drives, throws up the soft shot and gets it to fall.
Soft running floater there, pristinely placed, and just a drop of a bucket with nothing but net. Man, I mean, this is a back and forth heavyweight fight right now, John.
Tyvez for 3, bottoms.
Want an answer? That is an emphatic answer with blistering accuracy behind it. The Jags muscle back up by 1.
Into the corner, driving down the lane, throws up the shot. Dean's going to have committed that foul. It did not fall for Miles Washington. That's Dean's first foul. 6th team foul, but it will send Miles to the line to shoot a pair.
Now, on the last free throws, Augusta did a really good job at boxing out on the free throw. Let's see if they can do that here and keep Aiken from getting the rebound after the shot.
And he makes the first.
Now, Aiken kind of switches off a big man over the top of Dean to try to see if they can get this rebound if the shot's missed.
He makes that free throw, and Darius Bell checks back in for the Pacers. And the Pacers are back up 25-24. Again, the long three for Miguel, no good. Ball's batted out of bounds. Ball. We're going to have media timeout. 7:49 to go in the first half. The Pacers lead the Jags 25-24. All right, back at Chris and Berry Fieldhouse with Blake Collins, Robert Ambrose. I'm John Patrick. We have 7:49 to go in the first half. The 6th-ranked Pacers from USC Aiken lead the Jags by 1, 25-24. Get it inbound to Dean, who gets it over to Tyree. Tyree, top of the key for Miguel, and he makes it. That's 14 points for Miguel this evening.
Yeah, and the video feed, John, keeps on getting finicky, so we're going to stay radio until we can get it fixed one more time.
Dish off to Barmore, who drives down the lane, lays up the shot, has it partially blocked by Dean. Dean pushes it up the court for the Jags, gets it back to Tyree. Tyree stops free. They swing it right to Miguel, back up top of the key. Tyree drives down the lane, throws up shot, draws the foul. Foul's going to be on Shaquan Jules, his second, 7th, and the Jags will go to the line. Makes the first free throw. Back in the Pacers.
Still going with 3 big men and 2 guards.
And he makes them both. And Robert Barlin for the Jags, and Dean will get a breather.
This is much needed in crucial minutes in a high-octane situation for Barlin.
Bad toss back by the Pacers. And Bell slipped. Ball went out of bounds. Turnover for the Jags. Tyree will inbound for Evans. Tries to go deep. There's a slap on the, going to be a foul as Raphael got slapped. Foul going to be on Darius Bell, his first. Raphael will shake that a little bit. You could hear the slap from up here.
Not only that, you get the thud from up here on the court too, and that epitomizes the passion that both these teams have to overtake every possession and try to continue on in this game in the lead to garner victory.
Raphael may have a little blood, so the trainer's going to attend to him. Dip will send Aaron Bird, and I guess Aaron will shoot the free throws.
Yeah, and John, it just goes to show you that at this point in the game, every possession is critical, and both teams are playing with passion, and they want every possession that they can possibly have at this juncture.
You just want to make sure they're getting it right. As we said, Aaron is shooting the free throws for Raphael. And I believe they're in the bonus, so I believe it's the 1-and-1. No, I think they're giving him 2. Nope, guess not. I thought I saw him hold up 2. All right, so Jags up 3. Barmore with the basketball.
There.
From the free throw line, his shot scampers into the corner. The pace. Evans for the left side 3. Good.
Man, he elevates to take long-range shots like that. His form is absolutely pristine, and he locks and loads and just drains the 3 from a very distance.
Tied at 28. Tyree now drives down the lane, dishes off to Robert. Ball bounces off of Evans. It'll be Jag basketball. And the Jags make some wholesale changes. Dean and Troy and Darren are back in for the Jags.
Yeah, that was a great idea by Tyree. Just maybe develop just a little bit too fast on the interior for the Jags to keep pace with that idea and the foot movement and the ball movement.
Again, from McDowell, does the fall out of bounds to the Pacers. 6:18 to go in the first half. We are tied at 28. Barmore basketball now. Nice dish. Dean held his ground. May have done a foul. Let's see. No, I believe they're going to call that not on Dean. Scorer's table is not quite sure who they called it on. They did call it on Dean.
Yeah, that last second underneath that the did hit Dean a little bit, and that arm came down and created the contact.
Brock's first free throw is short, so Dean will chat with his 2 fouls. Does not want him getting his third in these 6 minutes, and Raphael again. Brock's second free throw is good. And the Pacers are back on 1. Darren with the basketball now, crosses midcourt. Gets it to Raphael, top of the key. He gets it back to Darren. Darren back out to nobody. He saves it. 10 on the shot clock. Aaron tries driving in, can't get it. Troy will fire the moving 3, no good. Pacers come away with the rebound.
Jags had excellent assist ball movement there.
Long 3 is good. Big basket for Evans from the left side, falling away, makes the 3.
It almost worked just as well as a fast break, because when Troy was down, they created the ball movement they needed to sink in the 3 at the precise time to keep Augusta off balance.
Pacers up 4. Miguel with the basketball, gets it over to Troy, back to Miguel. Trying to look inside for Robert. Miguel again takes the 3. This time it's short. Out of bounds to the Jags. Ball is stolen away on the inbound pass. Ardmore quickly up the court. Swings it to Evans, who lays it up and in and draws the foul. Another good play by Tariq Evans. And that's going to bring Dean back.
Yeah, and safe to say the tempo is definitely picked up here for the Pacers without Dean in, and they haven't adjusted well. And you're seeing why now the Pacers are where they are in the standings with unequivocally strong fast break offense on display. Dean
back in, attempting not to pick up his third foul here in these last 5 minutes. Evans misses the free throw. Darren gets the rebound, but has it batted out of his hands, out of bounds to stay with the Jags. All right, Jags cross midcourt. Dean at the top of the key, gets it over to Darren at the top of the key. Darren comes left with it, gets it inside to Raphael. Raphael gets into the lane, tries throwing up shot, draws the foul on Robert Hill. That'll be Hill's first foul. Go to the line.
These are critical because the Jazz can cut this to. It's still going to be a two-possession game, but it's more manageable at this point. They can make both.
Raphael's first free throw is too hard. Robert Barlin will come in. Makes the second one. Barmore with the basketball now for the Pacers. Leisurely brings it across midcourt. Ball is fumbled away, but then the Pacers get it back. Again, the three for Evans. Again, he finds the bottom.
He is shooting lawn darts and creating absolute bullseyes with those shots. And this is where the Dean foul trouble hurts the Jags, because not only are the Pacers making the Jags play their tempo of offense and style of gameplay, but at the same time, especially with the center and the forward in Raphael and Robert, they're having to grow along with this. And when you have havoc like you have with the Pacers creating that as well, it spells disaster for the Jags.
Foul was on Evans, and his first, and Tyrese is his first free throw. Pacers are up 7.
Because when not only is Dean sitting, Tyvez is sitting as well, and those are two lethal components to your offense if you're the Jags.
Second one falls. 37-31. Barmore the basketball. They get it inside. Now Barmore drives in the lane, gets trapped and triple teamed again for a three from the left side. No good. Fight for the rebound. And we're going to have a foul on the Pacers, I believe.
Trying to keep the Jags off balance, but a little bit too aggressive. Pays dividends there for the Jags.
Second foul on Robert Hill. Our last media timeout, 3:50.
Jags now in a pivotal and crucial point here with crucial free throws in their wake with Tyree at the charity stripe. First one is money, and it closes the gap to a 5-point advantage for the Pacers. Second shot is on lock and on point. The lead is now trimmed down to 4. Barmore bringing it on across half court. He shoots the double team attempt, tries to go up and over. Robert, the center for the Jags, does so, but there is a foul created at that point, and it looks to be on Robert. So the Pacers now have a chance to extend the lead and give the Jags a little bit of dose of their own medicine, knocking down free throws. You can feel the tension here between both schools with USC AIken fans and Jaguar fans here at Christenberry in this cross-state rivalry. The Pacers have a lead of 6 points and under the 3:30 mark in the first half. Very good play by the Jag underneath, and Tyree now down the pass, resetting the offense for the Jags. Oh, the little bit of contact underneath with Raphael. The Pacers can't afford any more of that. Only up by a 39-33 score, and allowing the Jags free points, total stress-free points, if they can convert, to scoot on back up in this contest. Raphael drains both, and it is a 4-point affair here at Christenberry Fieldhouse. Both Titans colliding here at Christenberry. Number 1 in the Peach Belt, number 4 in the Peach Belt on your screens. And a good, solid defensive stand here by the Jags. Can they capitalize on that defensive stand and turn this into a 2-point?
Shot is up and good. And the Jaguars trim the deficit to 2. 39-37. And Blake, it's been a great game, very high scoring. Similar to the last game where the Jaguars gave up over 90 and won by over 40.
Yeah, absolutely. And now you've got a little bit of fight down low too, a little bit of tussle there. Both ways. This game has not been without fight, vigor, and passion, and you just saw an example of that right there, Rob.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, this is the battle for first place in the conference standings. The Jaguars easily tied in a 3-way tie for second, so they'd easily be projected to host the first-round game of the conference tournament. And a steal! And the Jaguars get it back, but no, they're going to say that Lucas White, unfortunately, stepped on the end line, so they'll give the ball right back to the Pacers. But a great hustle play by Lucas White nonetheless. Yeah,
Darren's been all over the court trying to anticipate where the ball is going to create steals and turn. That time got a little ahead of himself. The mind went further than the body did, and unfortunately that steal did not come to fruition for the Jags.
And almost an over and back, and the Jaguars come up with it anyway. Here they come straight down court on the fast pace. A 3! No good by Arnold. It was a good look, though, and we have an over-the-back foul, and the ball will go the Pacers' direction. The Pacers lead at 39-37. If the Jaguars win this one, we're in a 4-way tie for first place.
Yes, and also, too, the Jags were trying to get reset there, which gave the Pacers the open look. But as we mentioned earlier, with Tyvez taking a breather and Dean taking a breather on the bench, trying to keep him out of foul trouble, this is definitely inching into the Pacers' advantage. But the Jags keep clawing and fighting their way back, and they are only at a disadvantage by 2 points.
First throw is no good by Shaquan, 7th freshman from Atlanta. So he misses the first free throw. He's got one more to come. Both teams already in the double bonus here this half.
And now also, too, Robert, it's having potion roulette with a lot of players trying to figure out the correct matchups to have in these last 2 minutes to sustain an effort here to try to deadlock the score again.
Makes the second free throw, 40-37, Pacers up. Here come the Jaguars, trying to cut into this deficit and maybe gain a little momentum, possibly take the lead right back here before halftime. We got 2 minutes before then. Shot is up off the glass, no good, tipped around. Rebound comes down to the Jaguars, and then Barlin loses it, and it comes into the hands of the Pacers. Just under 2 to go. 3 on the way. Off the rim, no good. Rebound comes down to Barlin, and then the Jaguars, they come once again.
Go was not going to let the Pacers in Evans have a free clear shot at a free. He's been laser with those threes, but denied right there.
And they draw a foul, so Lewis White tried to drive to the basket and draws a foul, and he's going to shoot 2 free throws because of the double bonus situation. A chance for the Jaguars to cut it to 1 with 1:32 to play here in the first half of this one.
And we can't stress enough, these are crucial free throws for the Jags, because going down or going into the locker room down by 3 and only down by 1 to the #1 team in the Peach Belt is huge.
It is. He misses the first free throw, so now at best he can cut it to 2 by making the second. It was an in and out shot. We saw a lot of those in the second half of the women's game today by the Jaguars, and they end up losing by over 20. And a tough loss for them. It's been a rough season for the Jaguar women. They're playing hard, though.
Yeah.
Second free throw, good. 40-38, 1:32 to play. I'm Robert Ambrose. Alongside Blake Collins, John Patrick will rejoin us to take you the rest of the way with play-by-play at the start of the second half. He is on his way down courtside to do the PA for the halftime show. Special halftime show we'll have coming up. Like I said, he'll rejoin us for play-by-play for the second half, along with Blake, who will stay and do the color. Pacers driving, going in, up, around and out, no good. Here come the Jaguars. Tyvez Monroe with it. It's 3-on-1. Monroe inside. Kicks it back outside, but unfortunately he takes one too many steps. And that gives the ball right back to the Pacers. The Jaguars have had the Pacers right where they wanted for the last several minutes, Blake, but they just have not been able to pull ahead.
Exactly. Now, though, with Tyvez into the ball game, the pace starts to quicken. Tyvez, Bird, and so Tyree as well, quicken up the pace to allow the Jags to kind of hang with the Pacers here. 3
on the way, no good. Ball being tipped around. Jags come up with it, and a tussle, and a player on each team goes down, and the foul is the Pacers. That's going to go on Faison Brock, so it'll be Jaguar basketball. And Murphy throws to come. So the Jaguars, if they can make both, that's a gift here with the way this is going, they can tie this game. 50.7 seconds left here in half number 1 of game number 2 of our doubleheader here.
Yeah, Troy Cracknell never afraid to get physical down low or anywhere on the court, and he just proved that right there. He owned that possession. He's getting rewarded with it with 2 free throws.
First one is up and good. 40-39.
Again, as we mentioned, these are 2 Titans colliding. Aiken's 1, Augusta's 4, in a very close ball game up to this point.
Second free throw, good. We're tied at 40. There's a lot of disparity between the top 4 teams in the conference and the rest. Jaguars in a 3-way tie for second place, and the 5th place team is 3 games out.
Let's put it this way. The 5th team is Young Harris, and Augusta single-handedly created record-breaking Peach Belt Conference scoring record of 134 points against the number 5 team.
Pacers miss a 3. Here come the Jaguars. A chance to take the lead before halftime. They could play for the last shot. There is a second differential between the shot clock and the game clock, however. And yes, that young Harris game, Blake, 134 to 93. The Jaguars with a victory. It's not very often you give up 93 points and still win in college basketball, but the Jaguars did that and ended up winning by 41 in an unbelievable game.
They were a team on the tear, and the Jaguars proved why they are solidified as number 4.
Jaguars get the tip in with 2 seconds left, and the clock's going to run out, and the Jaguars go into the locker room, leading it 42 to 40 here in this one. And let's point out Miguel Arnold for the Jaguars, 14 points so far to lead the way.
9 of those on crucial threes to start off the ball game. What a phenomenal first half. Outstanding play from both squads here in the first half tonight. Expect in a clash of the Titans with number 1 going up against number 4.
Well, Jaguars tied for second, so I don't know if you'd really call them a true number 4. I'd put them a little higher up if I were you, Blake, with the way things are going here.
The only divaricating difference between Augusta and Francis Marion is in the overall department. Augusta has 4 losses, Francis Marion has 3. But in conference, yes, you're right. 2 through 4 are tied for second.
Absolutely, and that's all that matters for
Yeah.
projecting the seedings for the conference tournament and beyond, essentially. So nonetheless, once again, here at halftime, the Jaguars leading the Pacers 42 to 40 in what has been a very well-played first half. We look forward to another great second half of action to come in just under 15 minutes from now. John Patrick will join us to take you the rest of the way play-by-play when the second half resumes. Once again, here at halftime, the Jaguars lead the Pacers 42 to 40. For Blake Collins, I'm Robert Ambrose. We invite you all to stay tuned.
And welcome back to Christenberry Fieldhouse on the campus of Augusta University. Along with Blake, Robert Ambrose, I'm John Patrick. We're at halftime of our game between the Pacers and the Jags. And the Jags lead the Pacers by 2, 42-40. Pacers were 8 of 19 from the field in the first half for 42%. 3 of 8 shooting threes for 38%. And 6 of 7 from the free throw line. Jags were 10 of 25 from the field for 40%, 5 of 14 shooting threes for 36%, 3 of 4 from the line. Xavier Barmore leads the Pacers with 12 points. Vashon Brock has 6, Robert Hill with 3, Miles Washington with 2, Donyell Dean with only 2. Miguel Arnold leads the Jags with 14 points. Tyree Myers has 4, Tavez with 3, Dean with 3, Darren with 2, and Raphael with 2. Aaron, Robert, and Troy all got in the game, but did not play, did not score.
John, and as we move forward, the team with that extra cutthroat effort at the end of this game, towards the tail end of the second half, will wind up winning this ballgame. It's been a phenomenal first half. Let's hope it continues in the second.
Again, the Pacers ranked 6th in the country, coming into the ball with a record of 17-1, 11-1 in the conference. The Jags a game and a half behind at 9-2. Jags think 10-2 in the conference looks pretty good if the Pacers go to 11-2. So we'll see how it all plays out here in the second half in a relatively packed Christenberry Fieldhouse.
Yep, because at that point, if the Pacers lose and the Jags win, these two teams will be tied in the loss column for the conference.
Jags will travel to the Convention Center to play the Pacers on the 27th of February. It's their next to last. Usually it's the last game of the year. This year, next to last game. But we'll worry about that when we get to it. We're out to the second half now. Evans gets it over to Barmore from the left side for 3. No good. Dean pulls down that rebound.
Great assist from Evans to Barmore. Just could not find the release on the shot that Barmore was looking for.
Tavez, Raphael, and Dean start the second half for the Jags. It's Barmore, Evans, Brock, Hill, and Dean in the game for the Pacers. Raphael with a little around footer, no good. Evans pulls down that rebound.
Good tight defense there by the Pacers. Forces that shot to go awry.
Donyell with a fadeaway from 13 feet, no good. Miguel up the court for the Jags, pushes it up. Left side, fires the 3, yes.
Good little mini pick there by Dean, setting out Miguel, who is lighting up 3 points this evening.
17 points for Miguel. Right-handed hook falls for Vashon Brock.
Absolutely beautiful, using the body of his defender as his base there to launch up and hook that shot in.
Tyree gets it over to Tavez. Right side, Tavez looks for Raphael. Raphael backs up his man, puts up the shot, can't get it to fall. Hill pulls down that rebound.
Look no further than an inquisitive back down from Raphael, but at the same time, Robert Hill with a phenomenal back down defense for the Pacers.
Brock's three-pointer is no good, and a foul by the Jags, their first of the second half. It is on Tyree, it's his second. Pacers inbound, they get it to Brock, who gets it over to Evans. Dean drives on Tevez, loses his footing, loses the basketball, turnover Pacers.
Now the question is, can Augusta capitalize and scoot on out further?
Jags up 3, 45-42.
If you're the Pacers, you want to stop right here.
Unsure why that horn went off. Just an ill-timed horn.
Yep.
So I guess the Jags will inbound and have 16 seconds on the shot clock. Unfortunate for the Jags.
No, but still enough time for a couple passes and reset your offense.
Tevez loses the handle, comes back down with it, drives inside, dishes off, lost.
They were rushing too quickly there.
Laid up and in by Xavier Ardmore. He's got 14. They're back to within 1.
See the Pacers going with a half-court trap here, trying to trap the Jags. So far, Gus has done a phenomenal job of avoiding the trap defense from the Pacers.
Dean drives his shoulder down, draws his player off, and lays it up right-handed for the basket.
Man, when he draws his shoulder in, it is emphatic, and he creates his own space, and he can put it home with the best of them.
Dean affected that shot. And the Jags get the basketball, pushing it up the court as Tyree dishes off to Dean, who slams it home.
That right there, never lose sight of Dean, because he can sneak through the cracks. As tall as he is, it's tough for him to do that, but he can do it. And when he is all by himself like that, he is lethal, and he just put a dagger in the heart of the Pacers.
And Donyell Dean answers with a 3.
But the Pacers come calling right back with one of their own.
5 points for Dean. 2-point Jag lead. Raphael gets it over to Tevez, who grabs it. They get it back to Dean. Dean backs up Brock. Tevez for 3.
Man, oh man, sizing it up, launching it up, and just drawing nothing but money off of that shot by Tevez.
Get it into Robert Hill. They have not done much of. The little turnaround right-handed baby hook is good.
Not too often do you see Dean's body used as a tool to create separation like that. Robert Hill did a very good job using that guard separation and then with a soft touch to follow through.
They pass it off. Tevez traveled. All right, Pacer basketball, 15:31 to go in the ball game. Jags with a 3-point lead. Game has been back and forth to this point. Evans with the basketball now. Gets it to Dean. Dean tries going baseline, stops, pulls up and scores.
Tremendous concentration and excellent body control throughout the shot. Created the 2.
7 points for Donyell. Page back within 1. Raphael takes it on in there, loses the handle, stolen away, and then a foul on Raphael. And it's going to be his 3rd foul.
If you're Augusta, you will take that because it doesn't allow the Pacers to cinch in simple fast break, too.
Robert Garland checks in for the Jags. Raphael's going to have to sit a while.
And it asks the Pacers to work even hard for what was, or what looked to be, an easy bucket.
All right. Barmore with the basketball. Play catch. Drive down the lane. Missing the shot is Brock. Aaron Bird comes away with it for the Jags. Gets it over to Dean. Dean, cross court. Miguel for three again. Good. 20 points for Miguel. Danielle drives in the lane, lays it up left-handed. Good.
Nice switch from the right to the left. Gave him the space he needed off the glass to cinch that in. On a trailblazing speed like that, Augusta could not get back to defend that fast enough.
Aaron gets it over to Darren. Now they find Aaron on the right side. Comes out. Miguel picks up the dribble, gets it back to Aaron. 10 on the shot clock. Aaron thinks about challenging him, gets it to Miguel. Something's got to happen here quickly. They get it into Dean. Dean's got to put it up. Does. Three. No, two. They call it two.
He can literally destroy you from the interior, but then he can also hit you with a soft killer from about 17 feet. What a first game Dean has.
Barber from the right side hits the front of the, from the left side, hits the front of the rim. No good. And it's Jaguar basketball. All right, Darren gets it across midcourt to Dean, who's out top. Robert gets it over to Miguel. Darren, top of the key. They swing it right. Miguel again for three. That's not going to go in. Here comes Evans up the right side. Evans drives baseline, pulls back out, gets trapped and fouled. It's going to be a foul on Aaron.
Great job of realizing by the Pacers that Augusta was converging on Evans there, but at the same time, a very good job by Evans to extend that fast break as well.
First foul on Aaron, third team foul. Brock with the basketball, gets it over to Dean. Danielle drives baseline again. The fade away, left side falls in.
That quick side, it's almost like a side back step, works wonders for him in as he's able to size up shot and releases the shot with perfection right there.
11 for Danielle. Pacers back to within 2. Robert gets it to Dean. Dean spins on Brock, throws up the shot. No, waves it off. Double dribble. Dean called for the double dribble. All right, Miguel's going to get a breather, and Tyree Myers checks back in.
Normally that wouldn't be such a big deal, but in a game like we're back and forth with two heavyweight contenders going at it, it magnifies that mistake almost double.
Long three thought about. Now they quickly dish it inside to Brock. He dishes it back out. Bardmore with a basketball. They go into the right side again. Evans three, no good. That's going to be a foul on Dean, I believe. Pushing off. That is going to be Dean's third foul.
The crowd is into it now.
All right, Pacers will inbound. Get it to Evans. Evans gets it to Danielle. Dean on the left side. Drives in the lane, tries drawing another foul. Can't get it. Scrum for the basketball. Goes to the Jaguars. And that's going to be our media timeout. 11:59 to go in the ball game. Jags are up 2. Dean Williams out of the game, taking that breather. Miguel out of the game, taking a breather.
Got speed on the floor for the Jags.
Ball is stolen by Evans. Lays it up, in.
Phenomenal anticipation, knowing where the ball was going to be passed before it even left the Jags' hand, and just took 2 points right out of the Jags' heart.
And that gets Dimitris to bring Dean and Tyvez off the bench, and Miguel. That three is wide right. Pacers come away with the basketball. Brock gets it to Evans. Evans up the right side, going baseline. Passes it out. Swing it into the corner. Faison Brock for three. No good. Aaron pulls down that rebound.
Yeah, tremendously open. Great swing passes from the perimeter. Just could not launch the shot up with accuracy. And John, it's not often that you see Dimitris go with defensive coaching decisions like he's having to do.
Gonna wave that off. Offensive. So now Dean and Tyvez and Rafael and Miguel back in the ball game. The starting five back game. 10:46 to go.
All because of the pressure that the Pacers are putting on the Jags with a deadlocked score.
Evans gets it to Danielle on the right side. Danielle's on baseline. Big back out. Now drives into the lane. Little soft shot. Too hard. Follow up. No good. Quickly into the corner. Miguel thought about it. Now they get it to Dean. Dean goes, swings it back. Will he swing it left quickly? No. Tyree, top of the key. Goes inside to Dean, who slams it home.
Absolutely phenomenal bounce pass inside. I don't think any Pacers saw that bounce pass coming. And a vigilant Dean absolutely crushes home 2 points.
.13 for Dean. Left side three, no good. Batted up in the air. Tyvez loses the handle. Evans. Now he fires the right side three, no good.
He is everywhere on the court, creating havoc for the Pacers in effort to keep up this pace to try to put pressure on the Jags.
Tyree with the basketball now, crossing midcourt. Get it over to Tyvez. Rafael comes Tyree over to Miguel. Miguel tries to fire the three, passes it off to Tyvez. That all happened when when Miguel could not get the shot off.
Yeah, that was broken from that point on.
Right side three for Evans, no good. We're going to have a foul, I believe, on the Jags. Tyvez is a little slow to get up. Pace a little frenetic. Foul is on Tyvez, his second. First free throw is good.
When the crowd is this into it right now, John, it makes for a beautiful experience all the way around.
Tyvez will have a beat. Darren will check in for him. Free throws tie the game at 59.
Neck and neck with a deadlock score. Could you mention this any other way?
Interesting. Again, first time seeing USC Aiken. Sixth in the country. Under 9 to go in the ball game. Tied at 59.
But also the Jags' game plan to this point has been working really well, and they have been ready for the Pacers.
Dean gets fouled. Foul's going to be on Faison Brock, his third. For the second half, they went 11 minutes without a foul. Ball's batted out by Ardmore. "17 seconds on the shot clock for the Jags."
Keep in mind, though, too, John, that Dean and Tyvez set for what of crucial first half minutes because of foul trouble that may come into play later on in this half as well.
Darren could not convert that. And Dean quickly up the court to Robert Hall, who slams it home.
No-look pass immobilized the Jags defense for a split second too late, and that when the Pacers struck.
Raphael to Tyree, over to Dean. Dean wants to back, ends up. Evans leans on, tries to steal the ball, commits the foul. That'll be Evans' third foul.
That separation Dean used with his arm caused Evans to reach in too much and caught hand instead of all ball.
Nice play, no, and tapped back up and in, I believe, by Darren.
You never give up on any opportunity. The grit and toughness played by the Jags is why we are still deadlocked at 61.
Evans gets it to Dean. He'll swing it back to Brock. Dean on the right side. And the foul's going to be on Darren. That'll be his third foul. Here's our under 8-minute media timeout. 7:39 to go. We are
saying for the Jags in respect to what this is saying to the rest of the conference. If the Jags can hang with the Pacers right here tonight, think about what that's going to say to the rest of the conference, that the Jags are here to stay.
Dean with the basketball. Drives in the lane. Pulls up. Takes the shot. Tyree crosses midcourt with the basketball now. Just over 7 to play in regulation. Raphael swings it right. Picks up his dribble. Ball is batted away by Danielle Dean. He's going to lay it up and slam it home.
Absolute critical anticipation there. Just the tempo with the ball being bounced, stuck his hand out at the right time, and just took it to the house after that.
4-point Pacer lead.
Now if you're the Jags, who's going to stop this bleeding?
Dean picks up his dribble to Tyree. Tyree swings it out to Darren. They've got 6 on the shot clock. Darren smooth in the lane, lays it up, doesn't fall. The whistle and the foul. I believe it's going to be on the Pacers. It's going to be on Danielle. It's going to be on Robert Hill. That's his third. And it's going to send Darren to the line.
Critical opportunity here for the Jags to quell the blood from the Pacers that have been spilled and try to maneuver themselves back up to a 1-point possession.
Darren makes the first.
Or 1% game, rather.
And Darren makes them both. 65-63 Pacers by 2.
Jags right here want to play top-notch and deadlock defense to try to throw off the offense of the Pacers.
Pacers quickly maneuver the basketball. They end up getting it to Robert Hall. Gets it back to Danielle. Dean drives in the lane, lays it up and in.
You had Dean on the outside and Raphael kind of screening him out of the middle, and it left the center open for the Pacers to drive through.
That is 17 points for Danielle. Inside, layup for Raphael. He makes it.
Same thing happened there. You had Pacers on two sides. Raphael splits the defenders and capitalizes with 2.
Danielle again, down the lane, lays it up. Can't get this one to fall. Batted up and around, and I believe it's a foul on the Pacers.
It is extremely hard to control your shot when you have a 6'8" forward guarding you and pressing against your body. Great defensive stand there by Dean.
4th foul on Robert Hall. Thought there was going to be a pass, and Tyree takes it all the way in.
Phenomenal job of the setup on that play. You thought it was going to pass, Tyree just takes
pass thrown out by the Pacers. Shaquan Jules checks back in for the Pacers. Robert Hall will sit with his 4 fouls. Tyree thinks maybe it'll work again. Left, no. Followed up, Raphael, yes!
Miguel just off the right lip. Raphael in pristine position to counterbalance that, get the rebound, and kiss it off the glass for the Jags lead.
Jags back up by 2. Moore gets trapped, pushes inside, ball stolen away. Miguel lays it up and in.
And you can feel the electricity in this place come unglued right now. This crowd's so hot at the moment.
Coach Vanderslice would like a timeout. 4:24 to go. Jags are now up by 4.
Don't think Drago is not going to go down without a fight, because the Pacers are within striking distance here, and they can come in hot as we've seen and change the course of this game in a heartbeat.
All right, Pacers with the basketball. Danielle Dean with the basketball. Top of the key. Bardmore comes out and takes it from him. Hall back in the ball game, sets the screen. Bardmore drives down the lane, lays it up in.
Fancy crossover, gets him out of trouble, and then just sizzles up a layup. Great shot.
All right, Pacers back. Jags up 71-69. Tyree with the basketball, under 4 to go in regulation. Into the corner for 3. Yes!
Miguel has lit up the Christmas tree about 6 or 7 times this game. And they all come in at crucial points in this game to help the Jags either come in front or scoot up from behind to scratch even closer.
25 points for Miguel. He tries to scrape away with a rebound. High up the basketball. Shot is no good. Dean pulls down that rebound and keeps possession of it.
You know, this crowd is feeding into both the Pacers and the Jags, because with this hyped up of a crowd, both teams are wanting to play their best. Give it 1,200% out there.
No. Jags up by 5. 2:45 to go in regulation. Daniel gets it over to Evan on 3. Yes!
Darren did all he could there with a hand in his face, trying to get the hand to where Evans could not see it. But man, when you are locked on, you are deadly, and he has drained a lot of threes here tonight in those types of situations.
Tyree for 3. No. Hall with the rebound. Evans with 18 points. Pacers can tie it or take the lead. Danielle drives down the lane on Dean, lays it up. Blocked by Dean.
Hot hand. Dean denies it, says, no, I'm going to turn your hot hand into a cold hand with that block.
Under 2 to go. They get it into Dean. Dean guarded by Bardmore. Dean drives in the lane, spins, puts it up, no good, follows it up, no good. Raphael pulls it down. They get it back, end a brand new shot clock. 96 seconds to go. Jags by 2. Tyree with the basketball. Dean sets the screen. Going to have an offensive foul on the Jags. Tyree with the charge.
Just at the last split second, getting his base underneath him, and a tough break.
Timeout, 1:28 to go, regulation. Jags by 2. Pacers are in the bonus. Jags have committed 7 fouls. Pacers only 4, so they've got fouls to give, should it come to that.
And John, if the Jags hold on, we will try to get an interview with one of the Jags players up here in the booth to go hand in hand with the victory if they can seal this one shut and hold on.
Now Bardmore crosses midcourt. Hall tries setting the screen. Bardmore goes around him, drives in the lane, lays it up. Dean blocks it again. Picked back up. Follow up by Evans, no good. Danielle Dean with the basketball. New shot clock for the Pacers. Bardmore on the left side takes it baseline. Cross court to Evans for three. Yes! And fouled.
A massive swing, but there's a huge but. It is a massive swing, but if this shot is made, they're only up by a bucket.
Tariq Evans to the line where he's got 21 points. There's his 22nd. Pacers lead by 2. Pacers call a timeout. 1:02 to go. Pacers 76, Jags 74. All right, Jags have the basketball now. 1:02 to go in regulation. They now trail by 2.
If you want to get a feeling for how good this game is, there is not a single solitary fan leaving the Christenberry Fieldhouse as of yet. They are sticking around for the conclusion.
All right, Tyree crosses midcourt. Gets it over to Darren, back to Tyree. Dip calling the play from the sidelines to get it over to Dean, left side. Dean's going to drive in, lays up and in. We're tied.
Fluid with
and now Dip calls the timeout.
Yeah, Dean with fluid with the switch off from the left to the right, and then just kisses it off the line, ties up. What a play.
Alrighty, 42.1 seconds to go in regulation. We are tied. 76. It'll be Pacers basketball. And here we go. Barmore with the basketball. Xavier passes it back to Danielle Dean. Dean crosses midcourt with it. Hall tries to set the pick. Not very successfully. Darren sticking with Danielle. Danielle picks up his dribble. Gets it to Evans. Evans spins, drives in the lane, lays it up. And I think we're going to have a holding or a foul, or what have we got? Goaltending.
Yeah.
All right, goaltending on Dean.
Yep, Dean, as the ball was coming down into the goal on the downward trajectory, and that's where they got the goaltend.
I think Dip wants a foul. He's not to get that call. And 18.7 seconds left. Jags now down 10. Here we go. 18.7 seconds left in regulation. Jags are down 2.
And John, if you're Dean, put that out of your head. You don't want to lose the aggression that you're showing on the defensive side. Keep that up. And for the Jags, you may like to call a timeout here to get into a half-court possession, if you can.
Here we go. They've got fouls to give. Let's see if they do that. There's one. Foul is on Fajan Brock, his 4th, their 5th. They've still got another one to give. Pick up the rhythm of the Jags, 12.6 seconds left. Jags inbound. They get it to Miguel, who gets it over to Tyree. They're all over Tyree. The ball is stolen away by Bardmore. And a foul. Nice play by Bardmore, stealing the ball.
Tremendous concentration there by Bardmore to not get the hand and get all ball. Cannot stress enough how tricky of a play that is with the anticipation of it. Tremendous play.
Bardmore will go to the line to shoot 1-and-1. And putting the game out of reach if he makes them both. Makes the first. That's a big one. Here comes the dagger. No. All right, timeout for the Jags. They will have 3.2 seconds to try to make the 3.
They still have life.
All right, Jags will inbound. They will have the length of the court to go. 3.2 seconds. Trailing by 3. Here we go. Darren will inbound. Long ball is batted away. Nice play by Brock.
You still have life, and if at all possible, you want to try to get it into the hands of Miguel here, who has been one of your hottest three-point shooters that you've had tonight.
Conversation between the officials. Darren will try this again. And now Dip wants another timeout. 3.2 to go. Jack still down 3.
And John, the thing for the Pacers right now, because you know the Jags are going through. So from behind the arc,
Darren will inbound.
Arc.
Long pass. Dean got to get the 3. Ball is stolen away. That's your ball game. The Pacers beat the Jags 79-76. Move to 18-1 on the season, 12-1 in the conference. The Jags fall to 13-5 and 9-3 now in the conference. Pacers 28 of 60 from the field for 47%. They were 9 of 26 shooting threes for 35%. They made 14 of their 19 free throws. Jags were 26 of 58 from the field for 45%, 9 of 27 shooting threes for 33%, 15 of 19 from the field for 79%. Talik Evans led the Pacers with 24 points. Xavier Barmore had 17. Danielle Dean with 17. Fajon Brock with 9. Robert Hill had 7. Shaquan had 3. Miles Washington with 2. Miguel Arnold led the Jags with 25 points. Dean Williams with 3. Raphael with 11. Tyree Myers with 10. Darren Lucas White had 7. Tyvez with only 6. Robert Barlin with 2. Troy Cracknell with 2. So, continuing. We're going to be back here Saturday afternoon. The women play at 2. The women play at noon. The men will play at 2 against Lander. So we will see you then. So long.
Welcome back here to Christenberry Fieldhouse, the campus of Augusta University. After an outstanding game of basketball here tonight, I'm Marvin Ambrose, joined by Mike Collins. It was an outstanding game. Unfortunately, the Jaguars just barely on the short end of this one, 79-76 in a loss to the Pacers, and a tough loss as the Jaguars fall to sole possession of now a fourth place at 9-3 in conference play, 13-5 overall. The good news, however, they're still in the top 4, easily in the top 4 right now for the time being in the standings, and projected to host at least one conference tournament game as of right now. Still a long way to go, though, but the good news is the Jaguars are still comfortably in that position, and there's still a lot of basketball to be played to bounce back and close out the season strong. So we'll look forward to seeing how the Jaguars can finish the season after a very tough loss tonight in a very well-played game. Just a few things here and there didn't go their way.
Yeah, wow, what a game. We mentioned it could possibly be a instant barn burner, and it was, ladies and gentlemen. This was a game, a must-watch game that the Pacers brought it. The Pacers brought their full frontal fast break
They absolutely did.
assault that literally helped them carve their way to victory here tonight.
Yeah.
And not only that, but Tyreek Evans, pivotal threes, absolutely bone-chilling and bone-crushing threes to the Jags that literally just placed daggers into the heart of the hopeful Jags here to take down the #1 seed in the Pacers.
Yeah, absolutely. The good news, these teams will be back at it in about a month from now, February 27th, across the border in Aiken. Look forward to that one in a few weeks.
You thought this game was big.
Oh,
wait
can't
till
wait.
that game comes up.
Absolutely.
As you mentioned, it's the second to last game with major playoff implications.
Nevertheless, Jaguars will have quite a lot of games between now and then to focus on before that one. So, nonetheless, the Jaguars up next on Saturday will return here to the Chris, take on Lander, a 2 o'clock start time. That'll be following the women's game against Lander, which will be at noon. That's Military Appreciation Day here at the Chris, and that's going to be a great day in general of Augusta University Athletics. So, doubleheader basketball here with the men and the women. And across the street, a softball doubleheader and a baseball doubleheader across the street. So it's going to be a full parking lot here today to see all the action.
Yeah, you thought, I don't know if you guys could hear it, but this crowd was electric tonight. You think this was hot? The military on a Military Appreciation Day can get even hotter. It is going to be an electric atmosphere Saturday.
It absolutely will be. And I remember just how electric it was on Education Day a few weeks ago when the Jaguars took on, I believe it was Emmanuel, and winning 77-70. That was a great game as well. And I'd expect for Military Appreciation Day we should match it, if not get an even bigger turnout on Saturday. And this Saturday it'll be for 2 games. It says it'll be for the men and the women. Should be outstanding. And of course we got baseball and softball getting underway, the seasons this weekend. It's going to be outstanding. Once again, the final score here from Christenberry Fieldhouse for John Patrick and Blake Collins. I'm Robert Ambrose. Final score here at the Chris, the USC AIken Pacers 79 and your Augusta Jaguars 76. This is a special presentation of the Augusta University Athletics Network on YouTube. Good night, everybody. All right, Taylor said leave it all up, so I'll let him know no interview.